So the first
That's true.
snippet of her
She is
recent USA
literally
Today,
everywhere. Everywhere I look, I see pictures of her, things about her. I'm like, wow, okay.
literally. Honestly, like, it's overexposure, and I'm going to explain in a second.
Yeah.
So the name on everybody's lips is going to be Gypsy Rose. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, 32, pled guilty to second-degree murder in 2016 after conspiring with her then-boyfriend, Nick Godjohn, to kill her mother, who allegedly suffered from Munchausen syndrome by proxy.
Mm-hmm.
Those with a condition who make children sick by creating fake symptoms. The case has been well documented in the media and both fictional retelling in several documentaries. So if you don't know the story, long story short, Gypsy's mother, for years, I mean, the majority of her life, pretended she was sick, had her in a wheelchair, doing all these things, taking money. There's documentaries about it everywhere. There's a Hulu show about it. It's, she did all this stuff. And then eventually Gypsy got some time, or she was able to get a computer. She met a guy, or I want to say it was like Christian Mingle or something.
Yeah, it was some dating.
It was a Christian one.
It was
like,
a Christian one? I didn't know that. I didn't know
yeah,
that
it was a
Christian.
Christian
Interesting.
They met, they conspired to kill her mother. They killed her mother, and then they got caught. She was in jail. He's in jail for life because he's the one who actually did it. And she got out, I believe, on good behavior. So everybody's talking about her. Actually, can I go first with my thoughts?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so my thoughts. Oh, okay, she's out. You know what? Hopefully she gets the help that she needs.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else on the internet's thoughts. Oh my goodness, like, let's Gypsy Rose. I saw, like, there was a hashtag Tipsy for Gypsy. Oh, this is so great. Oh my God, I love this. She's gonna be an influencer. And it's like, wait a minute. She did murder her mother.
Yeah.
Which I do think there's mitigating factors. So I don't think she's like this evil, cold-blooded woman. I definitely don't think that. But taking a life is still like a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So like, she definitely needs to get help. She's never really had a normal life. Does she have friends? Like, does she is married. She came out with a husband.
I know, I saw that.
And she's oversharing about their sexual exploits, oversharing. And it's just it's weird to me that these people are like so into her. Like TikTok,
yeah.
Like it's before the so she got out, I think, the 30th. The 31st on TikTok, I had to get off because I'm like, okay, you guys this is too much. Like,
yeah,
why are you guys doing all this? I think it's a little weird, and I love true crime. Like, but I like ethical true crime. So like, I am a true crime, ethical content consumer. So it's not that I don't like true crime. It's just like, this is a real person. Right. But then on the other hand, she is she created an Instagram immediately. She created a TikTok. She's commenting on things. So it's like, she's almost exploiting herself. I don't know. It's just, it's weird. I don't want to see it. I'm not really interested in following her unless something big happens. I just don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I think it's just like telling of our society that we're like idolizing a murderer. Like, why are we like, there's a difference between loving true crime, right? A bunch of different, crime stories, right? There's a difference between listening to podcasts about that and wanting someone who killed her mother to be an influencer. Like, what do we want what is an influencer? An influencer is supposed to influence the way you live your life, right? You're supposed to admire them for something. What do we admire Gypsy Rose for, right? What do we admire her for? Yes, she had good behavior in jail. Okay, like, is that the lowest standard that we have? Like, I think it's so much over curiosity, over fascination with people who did heinous things. It's terrible. I'm sorry. Like, her childhood, I can't imagine how terrible that is. But that never justifies murdering someone. It's just. I didn't know much about her. And then I started seeing all these people saying, like, Gypsy Rose's get out of jail day, right? It's like in a couple days. And I was like, okay, what? And then I was like, and then why are we like, okay, great, she got out of jail. Like, that's wonderful. Like, she survived jail. That's awesome. But we don't need to be, I mean, first of all, we know how people who rise to fame very quickly, it often becomes incredibly toxic for them. And it's just not not great in general. Like, there's never been someone that I know of who, like, rose to fame super quickly from something crazy they did, and they've, like, you know, it's been good for them. Like, it's bad for their mental health. It's bad for our mental health. It's just a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. So, yeah, I don't find any reason to follow her, really.
Yeah, that's such a good point. You're right. When people rise to fame so quickly, it's almost never good. And you know, one thing that I have seen and I've learned and I think John Mulaney said this in one of his specials, like likability is a prison. So like the higher you go up, the further you can fall down. I mean, she says, you know, someone finds her tweets and like all of her fame and her old tweets, all of her fame and fortune is gone. So I just don't think we should be. I think like she wants to be an advocate and she for people who have much help. I think that's such a good idea because I'm also thinking like what else can she do to make money? I think she could be an advocate. She could write a book. She can do a movie. I think that's a really good thing. But like,
well, also like you just got out of jail. Like maybe get some mental help first.
Right.
Like, you know, maybe spend a year getting some mental help, like minimum, right? And then you know, take steps. Don't immediately like, and it's like society's not helping, right? She creates an Instagram, she creates all this stuff. People immediately follow her and idolize her. That doesn't help her. Every human has a natural tendency to pride, right? She's like, oh my gosh, I'm this famous person now. It's just, it shows it's telling of our society that this is who we want as an influencer. You know? Like what?
Yeah. It's not looking good. So you guys let us know. Do you think that Gypsy being an influencer is no big deal? You think it's like, oh yeah, fun. I think it's funny. Or are you like, no, this feels a little dangerous? Because I mean, and another thing I just thought of, there's influencers who get people coming to their house. Like, are people acting like that toward her? Have they found her address?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Like, it can be kind of dangerous to be a very popular and famous influencer.
Yes.
I just don't see this as a good. It just doesn't. I don't see the good in this, I guess you could say. I mean,
I would agree with you.